Hi, my name is Nicole Fortuin, and this is Explaining the Role. So up first we have Heart of the Hunter. This was a really special project. I played Naledi Kumere in it. So many memorable moments in this film. I love that I got to do my own stunt. That was really, really cool. And one of the bigger ones that I did was jumping from a 3-story building onto some scaffolding in like a high chase scene. And I had a gun and they had like this big crane and I had a harness and I was cowfoot, so I had to like jump across. I mean, there was like a mattress at the bottom in case anything happened. That was super, super cool to do. I've been in action films before, but I always wanted to do the action, so that was really special. Also the cast, especially working with Connie, Ferguson and Masasa and Banko, it felt like we were really strong and supported, and it was also a super collaborative project. I mean, the character's name is Naledi, but she also has another name, Iman, and I actually got to choose the names for the character, so that was also really, really special. Next up, we have The Fix. Okay, so I played Angela in The Fix, and it is like a science fiction film. I love this character because she also is mysterious and kind of really strong, really intelligent, and she has a kind of a double life. Something's revealed at the end of the film. I love getting to explore that and see how far, how much or how little I need to give the audience so that I don't give away too much too soon. Also, what I loved about The Fix was the fact that it's an international collaboration. The first film I ever did was a Disney film, and I played like a fairy godmother in the film, and it was so cool to be sitting next to Sophia Carson and Jennifer Tilly, and I realized very early on in my career that there is nothing that separates South African talent from international talent besides opportunity and resources. And so that was a super important lesson to learn. And then on The Fix, it was kind of a reminder of that because we had this international cast and we had a stunning local cast come together to tell this story. Yeah, really, really special too. Okay, next up is Indemnity. Okay, so I love this project. I love shooting this project. I worked with Travis Toth, who is our director and writer of this film. The subject matter was really beautiful. I always think it's so important to unpack male vulnerability and PTSD in men in South Africa especially, and how it affects everyone around them, and this film did that. This is also where I was watching Jared, Geduld and every other guy do all the amazing action sequences with Stunt Team, which is an incredible team of stunt performers, and this is where the seed was planted that yes, I want to do this eventually too. But playing Angela was super cool, the second Angela. It's always really scary playing a mom, especially when you're not a mom, because there's a responsibility and there's a weight to it that you don't really know exactly the nuances of. So figuring that out and getting creative with that was a challenge, and I loved playing with the child and then also with the dad in this film, and also just a character who's super strong and who really trusts her intuition and who is a nurturer without being stereotypically so. That was really, really, really cool. I loved it a lot. I miss it. Okay. Okay, next up. Hey! Okay. I don't have a favorite role. I don't. However, if there's a character that I can play again, it would be Lauren from Late Bloomer. This was, I know I think I've said it every single time, but this was really, really special. It was the first time that I played a character that I felt like I would know in high school. She kind of doesn't care about anything, which is also really fun, just to bring that kind of carefree, gruwelijk vibe to a character. That was really fun to do. Also, I think we shot this film in 12 days, if I'm not mistaken. And I've done 2 other 12-day films, but with this one, Lauren is in every single scene. So just the challenge of that, of being on set all the time, and when I'm not on set, I'm changing or I'm in makeup for 2 weeks, was intensive. Amy Jafter, who directed and wrote this film, one of the best South African scripts I've ever read. And I am so down for She Bloomed Again. She Stayed Blooming. I don't know, something everything after she bloomed. I'm keen. I really loved playing Lauren. It was a lot of fun. If I could give any upcoming artist advice, what would it be? I think I always say this because it's true, but I found it super helpful to find my reason for doing this and to make it so solid that no matter what happens, I feel rooted and grounded in my why. And when it comes to figuring out why you're doing this, I would also encourage young artists to be honest with themselves as often as possible, kind of coming back to, why am I doing this? Why is this important to me? How does this make me feel? And is this feeling going to sustain me for a long time? I know that's a heavy way to answer it, but that's the truth for me. When I've had to sacrifice a lot and when I didn't get something, when I really wanted something and the project got cancelled, whatever it is, if I come back to, oh, I love storytelling, I love people, I love exploring how many different characters I can play and how I can find a similarity between myself and a character that seemingly doesn't have anything in common with me. That has brought me through a lot. So find your why and make it as strong as possible. And then secondly, I would say learn as much as possible from the people who come before you and who came before you, and find people whose career you want to emulate and do what you can to emulate that. But also, especially now with AI and things changing the way they are changing, there is a big part of becoming an artist now that no one knows how to navigate and what to do. And that is super scary, but at the same time, it's also like, oh, so I can do whatever and I'll figure it out. And I think that's liberating if you look at it like that. So have fun and take risks, and especially when you're starting out, like, don't let anybody tell you anything about what you can't do. Have I ever felt like giving up? Yes, a lot. And maybe it's easy to not feel that when you are working, you're doing what you love doing, or you feel like, you know, the possibilities are endless. But there are definitely moments where, for whatever reason, sometimes it's not obvious reasons, where you feel like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This is really, really difficult. I don't feel supported. And so, as I mentioned, that why comes into play there for sure. And if your why is also tied to purpose, to something bigger than you, honestly, it helps so much. I think also definitely friends, family, really people who believe in you and support you. And even if they're not friends or family, because sometimes that's complicated, but like just believing yourself first, believing that you can do this, and allowing yourself also to have those moments of feeling like, oh, I don't know how. I read something about courage, which is my favorite attribute a person can have. People don't tell you that bravery feels a lot like fear. And that is so true. So being scared is fine. Feeling like I can't do this is fine. It's what you do after that that matters. So yeah, don't give up. I think reflecting on the last 10 years now, which is so crazy to say, what would I still like to achieve? I mean, there are lots of things always we can strive towards. Career-wise, currently, I am planning to study my master's in Berlin in filmmaking, directing, writing, and producing. So I'm going to be away for a while studying that, learning about making films, sharing our stories with anyone who will listen. And I will be coming back in April again to shoot something, which I'm super excited for. Can't say anything. Yeah, that's the next step career-wise, is to see what stories I have to tell. And I'm feeling ready to expand and to feel like I don't know what's going on. I need to figure this out. Like, I'm excited for that feeling. And then in my personal life, I think I've mentioned this, but there has been a lot of sacrifice, a lot of not spending time with people that I love. And so moving forward, I hope to achieve more balance and have fun and support the people around me and build something different. Yeah. My motivation to keep going now is still tied to that first why, still tied to the really loving people and loving, understanding, or trying to understand why we do what we do and what drives us. So I'm grateful that the why has stayed, and that motivates me, but also really appreciation for being alive. When you've gone through kind of different seasons and also getting older, you really come to understand that no day is promised. And I'm moving now from like this place of gratitude, of like, I don't know what to expect. We can plan, but the plans don't plan the way they should sometimes. So yeah, I'm moving from a place of like just being super grateful, and that's exciting, and that's motivating enough right now. Thank you so much, Hissy Move. This is Nicole Fortuin, and this is How I Move. Follow the move.